another arcade. Oh yeah! Bringing you more history, mystery, action, adventure, and you can shake your joystick hands. So sit back, relax, turn the volume up, and tune out as you join another arcade once again. Get those quarters ready, and we're just here we go.
Hello, I am another arcader, and I have brought you a special edition on the Atari VCS for Dummies, or what a WTF is the Atari VCS. Well, if you have one, maybe somebody was nice and gave it to you. I'm not 100% sure as of this moment. Last I checked, the holiday season, they were sold out. Now, just to be fair, I have two. And one of them, this one right here, is modded. Extremely modded. But not modded internally. So what I mean is, I actually have a certificate in system building. So what I did was, through a tutorial video, which I will link below, don't forget to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. And hit the follow button. Now, again, these are just my opinions, but I have some helpful tips for those who are not that familiar with the system. I'm going to turn up the game volume a little bit. There we go, just because it's kind of cool. The music a little bit. So the Atari VCS, I have it on a laptop cooling pad, and I have it running Windows, so I could play this game off an external hard drive, which was not that difficult for me to do, but maybe for someone who's not as familiar, maybe it's more difficult for them. So I went into the BIOS, and I followed the instructions that were on this video that's going to be in the description below. And I modified it. I believe it comes with 8 gigabytes RAM. I dedicated 2 gigabytes RAM and overclocked the Atari VCS. I also turned off the... I forget what the setting is. It's it's something to do with the processor. It slowed down the operating system or whatever it is. I shut that off as well too. So the key here, the reason why I did all that stuff, we've got the Atari OS going. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then, so, hopefully, once you update it, it'll look a little bit something like this. Right now, it looks like it's downloading updates. Woohoo! Let's see. It's probably an app, like I have Google Drive and that kind of stuff. It is downloading an update for Chrome. Okay. So, and this is the PC mode. I think this is the joystick configuration. VCS Companion, if you happen to have the app. I do on iOS. It's not available anymore for Android. No idea why. So this is the base operating system. I just use the joystick to get around. And there's plenty of free games on there as well too. Again, you want to go up to your system. I've got it running at 720p. There you go. That kind of stuff. The way that I have it set up with the SD card is extremely simple. SD drive is extremely simple. I just plug in the SD drive when I want to boot up Windows. I believe I'm using Atlas OS. There are some disadvantages to that because there are some games that will not run on it. It's built with Windows 10. So keep that in mind as well too. It seems, according to some people, it seems to function better on Windows 10 than Windows 11. Although there's been some people that say with more recent Windows 11 updates, it seems to run fine on Windows 11. And yes, it can run Windows 11 on that as well too. If you want to download the Atlas OS, that's up to you. Again, I've run into some issues where some of the games will run at full screen, but it'll just be black. I'll hear sound and everything like that. It works fine on my regular computer. Does not like the Atlas OS because the Atlas OS cuts out a lot of stuff. So it must be something that Windows needs to get that fully functioning, and it just doesn't, you know. And I just don't want to wipe the thing and start all over because that's what you have to do. I just got too much stuff on there. I just want to keep it the way it is. So that's just a personal preference. So as far as the VCS goes, I got some tips for Windows mode. Yes, I believe you can link this with the Bluetooth in Windows as well too. So take advantage of that. It just registers as an Xbox controller. I use a utility called Xpatter, and there are some games out there that do require some extra help. For example, I did play the new Mega Man Repacked game, and that works perfectly fine. I even got it to work with my Evercade controller. The only thing that it doesn't do fine is it needs to have some help with the directional pad. If you press the Evercade button here, I've got the controller down here. If you press the Evercade button here, it works like an Xbox controller. So that it works as an Xbox button. Start and select are the same. Basically, it gives you the full PlayStation experience. Just need a little bit of extra help with the Xpatter. I know there's another program out there that basically does the same thing. I have been using Xpatter for a little while. I am looking forward to the Evercade having a wireless twin stick out there, because then I won't really need it. I can just hook it up and it will work like an Xbox gamepad. That'll be really fun to be able to do that with my VCS. Otherwise, right now, out of the box, you've got this Atari one right there. I don't really ever particularly use that. I heard that it can break. It can suffer from drift, everything like that. Plus, I've got an old Steam controller. Now, the advantage with the Steam controller is you can use it for some mouse stuff. The old one. They have a new one now. And it's got a D-pad, but there's some games I can't play with it because it only offers partial support. So let's go back to playing another game, huh? Let's play... yeah, that one. Please wait. The video is loading. Please wait. The video is loading. Right out of the box, the VCS is a little bit on the slow side. I even tried the PC mode, and it was not running Linux was running off of a USB drive, and not a good one either. So, I mean, I even was able to preserve the wallpapers for the Atari for the Windows mode, so that's pretty good. We'll get to that in a little bit here. Now, I don't know everything about the Evercade, or the VCS, but I can tell you that I've had a lot of experimentation, and I've had a lot of experience with it. Doesn't mean I'm an expert. Oopsie, missed. Oh no! Good Lord! Oh no! Fast. Ouch. Oh, I lost. But, yeah, the operating system itself can take advantage of those changes that you've done. Let's see if I can do some upgrades. Why not? There we go. Level 2. So yeah, the base operating system, Windows can take advantage of those hardware things. Well guys, that's it for the portion that's just right out of the box. This gives you a good idea of what you're going to be getting into with the Atari VCS. Remember, I'm not an expert, and I did give you some tricks and tips and that kind of stuff. If you want to hang around for a little bit, we got some additional footage of me playing Let's Bank on Windows and some additional explanations on how to get Windows to work for you on the Atari VCS. Remember that this is a portable computer. It is my go-to portable computer, besides my big computer that I use for recording and that kind of stuff. Like and subscribe, send us a donation, okay? Buy me a coffee. See you guys around. Stay tuned, okay? Okay, so basically, the operating system likes to run at 720p, and you have to make sure to go into your game after switching from 1080p. Make sure it's running at 720 as well too. The CPU is still running a little bit hot, but it's not too bad. Like I said, I've got a total of 8 gigabytes RAM on this thing, and I haven't changed anything internally. It's just running off an external solid-state drive. And there we go. Starting over from the beginning. I have a very nice save game, but it's not so bad. This is a point-and-click game. There you go. And it doesn't run too bad. So like I said, I've got two,
Make sure you do this incredibly
like I said, I've got 2 gigabytes of RAM dedicated for video. Right now, the CPU is running.
If I am slain in combat, I will.
So that's not too bad. Shambling skeleton.
Use weapons of justice, those.
First outhouse.
Greetings, Demon Witch Havenstons. I am Deathspank, hero to the downtrodden, vanquisher of evil, dispenser of justice, and I have come for the artifact.
No need for the introduction, Deathspank. I know who you are.
Ha! Then enough with the chit-chat. Give me the artifact.
I no longer possess it, but I know where you can find it.
Tell me the location of the artifact, Demon Witch.
I hid it deep in the demon mines. I placed a powerful magic seal before the artifact.
Ha ha ha! My weapons of justice will make short work of that seal.
You will never break that seal. Not without my help.
But aren't you the one who magically sealed the artifact deep in the demon mines in the first place?
That was just a job I was paid to do.
What ungodly price must be paid to unseal the artifact?
My poor darling dragon hatchlings are being attacked by a pack of vicious chickens. I want those chickens. Bring me their...
The chicken.
Of course they do. How else do you expect them to whistle?
Kill the vicious chickens. There we go, another outhouse. Alright, we got chicken legs.
Greeting! I have your lips, Demon Witch. Well, not the lips you requested.
Ah, my poor... Now, I was but I actually feel a tinge...
Yeah, I get...
I will now help you get... But first, I need some... I require some hair of... Bright... And a crystal shard from...
I don't know what...
I'm making a spec... Let me open...
Leveling up is a happy time in a growing...
Alright, and here's where I'm going to end the game. Took some game time. Alright, so, like I said, if you got yourself an Atari VCS from somebody that you know, maybe a friend, a relative, or whatever it is, it has its own operating system. It has very low-scaled down graphics. Even just the operating system itself needs a lot of help. So, like I said, as I am a system developer, I've gone ahead and I've made some changes to with the BIOS. So like I said, I went ahead and I did some changes. I'm using M-Classic post-processing. M-Classic post-processing. The red one is very handy for the VCS. The red one is sort of a universal one. I have the blue one for the Nintendo Switch, and I have the green one for the Atari 2600. Probably don't need the one for the Atari 2600, but it's still nice to have. Anyways, the way that it works is you plug in your VCS, you boot it up. Hopefully, if you connect to the internet, you can get a download going right away, update the stuff. I'm going to link a video down below of a tutorial that I used. It won't give you a password to get in the operating system. Last time I checked, I believe they changed it again. It's no longer the Atari 50 password. So I don't know what it is right now. It took me a while to get in there. And then, like I said, I followed the tutorial. I shut off the... there was a processor accelerator or something like that. I shut that off. 2 gigabytes dedicated. Just keep in mind the tutorial is for somebody that has upgraded the RAM, you know, in there. Bare minimum, you don't have to do that. Like I said, basically I'm running 6 with a 2 dedicated for video. When you're in the operating system, make sure it's running at 720p. When you're in the Windows operating system, that's a completely different beast. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't come with a keyboard, it doesn't come with a mouse, so you'll have to provide your own. But it does have a joystick, a Pro controller pad. It does have a classic joystick, but not everything works with the classic joystick, so keep that in mind. Those modifications from the video can help with the base iOS.